there's constant conversation about LeBron on the Pat McAfee show. Uh, and, you must respect each era, right? That's the whole thing. They saying you got to respect each era. We know LeBron is big media. My question is what other era would you have enjoyed playing
You
in?
know what's crazy is people say you must respect each era, but the past eras don't respect this era.
I don't think that's true.
Shit, me. You don't see some of the things these guys say?
Man, I think really at the baseline of it all, and here's my problem with the whole ecosystem. We don't do a good enough job of telling everybody's story. And so the eras don't really get the appreciation because the media encapsulate the era into like one team, two teams, three teams of storyline. When you look at Michael, and here's the thing, you look at Michael Jordan, you look at LeBron James, there's so many dope players that played in the era of Michael Jordan that didn't win a championship. There's a lot of dope players that you guys played against and had to go through the playoffs that don't get mentioned. Only the Warriors get mentioned, and and rightfully so, champions get mentioned. And so I think the respect from the old is really, do the young dudes fuck with us? Do they know who we are? Because I think for our era, it was more so, how can we be throwback and nostalgic? And so that's why you get a lot of hate from the older generation, because they just want to be kept alive because they're alive, right? Why shouldn't their story be a part of this whole melting pot, and it's not just we talking about the same shit? Or if we're comparing players, like, let's see somebody highlights, let's see somebody's stats, let's have them talk about the players that they played against, because one era always think that the other era is sorry until you leave the game and have an appreciation for the talent that you had to play against each and every night.
I agree with what you're saying to a certain extent, but I disagree in the fact that no, like these eras don't respect us. Like I've seen several guys talk over and over and over again, not in a positive light. Just a month and a half ago, Oscar Robertson said, "I do nothing on the basketball court." Yet I got a chance to put on the same jacket he put on, but he said unprompted, like I didn't say anything about Oscar Robertson. I didn't say anything about players from his generation. I actually said something about players from our generation. And he then took it upon himself to completely try to lessen who
He
I
may
am
not
as a
like
basketball.
your
And you don't
game.
have to like my game. But to say I do nothing on the basketball court, like that's either disrespectful or dumb. Like it's one of the two. Like you're either being disrespectful or you're not smart. So you pick. And I'm going to say it's disrespect because I'd like to believe he's smart. And so, yeah, I don't think that respect is passed down to us from the other generations. But I think people are quick to say, "Oh, you got to respect them because they came before." No, I don't agree with that. I disagree with that. Here's another thing, though, BD.
You absolutely have to.
I'm not.
You
My
have
mama
to
ain't raised me that way.
absolutely respect the people who came before you.
My respect is earned. And what you did to somebody else don't necessarily earn you respect me.
No, I'm not saying I'm just saying, like, from a player perspective, a power forward before Draymond Green was a Draymond Green type of power forward, right? And even though you are a one of one, like there is a Claw or a Shaq or someone that you highly respect. That's why we respect where we come from and how we got there. Because if it wasn't, it don't have to be all the dudes, like, because I still be beefing with people. I still don't like people. I still think people are sorry, but that's my personal opinion.
Absolutely.
Right? That's my personal opinion. But I do have respect somewhat.
Exactly. We starting to get real now. You just can't tell me everybody deserves respect. That's not a fact. Everybody don't deserve respect. Just because you played before me, you don't deserve respect.
There are a lot of people in the club, and can't everybody dance?
Facts, BD. Just because you played before me does not mean you deserve respect. I'm sorry, but God had in his plan for you to be born before me, and you just deserve respect because of that? Nah, my mom ain't raised me that way. Respect is earned. obviously this conversation is stemming from Bron saying that Giannis will have 250 points in the 70s. But here's my thing, though, BD. The problem I have with it is this. Everybody attacked the statement. Which attacked the statement?
I don't think that he would, though. I think Giannis would have like 17 points in the 70s.
I think you tripping.
All right, can I tell you this? Can I give you this scenario?
Yeah, sure.
A dude from Greece, right, comes to the United States in the 70s to play in the NBA, where you don't make a lot of money, times is hard, you don't have a trainer, you got Converse, right? You got Converse, and you may or may not have to have some type of side job because the league ain't really paying you enough to go back to Greece and take care of your family. Now, who's going to help you back then acclimate to the United States and the NBA? Now take all those factors with the Converse or whatever they was, the flats.
Hey, you're going to stop with Converse. That's my family now. You're
No,
going to be killing Converse.
I love Converse. No, bro, I rock Converse. I'm just saying I rock
LA,
Converse.
Of course you rock Chucks.
Yeah, of course I rock Chuck Taylors. But what I'm saying is playing in Chuck Taylors. That was the luxury shoe.
Oh, you're right.
Could you play in Chuck Taylors?
No. Yeah, I can't play in a lot of shoes though.
So you can't play in the 70s, bro.
All right. Now
time out. Now playing from the 70s, right? If he was Encino Man and you transported him now into the NBA and he came out the ice with his Chuck Taylors on, his ice shorts, afro, and he's 6'9", 45-inch vert, can only dribble with his right hand, but block everything, dunk everything, and shoot bank shots.
Listen.
Now he got the trainer.
Let me know when you're done, Charles Barkley.
Okay.
God damn, Chuck. We talk about media members. You see what you've done to this generation of media members, Chuck? He won't even let me talk. Shaq, I feel your pain. This man won't even let me get a word out. You know why he won't let me get a word out? Because in order for him to go against Bron's claim that Giannis would average 250 points, he had to make it about it being no FaceTimes in the 70s, no good shoes in the 70s, no good jobs in the 70s. He had to make it about that as opposed to just making it strictly basketball, which is the statement that was being made.
The skills ain't going to translate.
My point that I was actually going to make to you, Charles, is that why do when people talk about basketball and Bron say something like he said, people get all up in arms as if 55 years of basketball play did not change the skill level, did not change the fitness level, did not change the understanding of the game, did not change the nuances, did not change the offenses run, did not change how the defenses run. 55 years, within those last 55 years, all of those things have changed. Nobody said, hey, if you take Giannis, put him back in the 70s, but you have to now make him a 70s basketball player. That wasn't the point. The point was, if you take Giannis Antetokounmpo, who he is today, and he played in the 70s, he'd have 250 points. And so that's the problem that I have, is Google got better with time. Facebook, MySpace went away, Facebook became this conglomerate because they saw MySpace mistakes. It's like, we're going to add this, we're going to do that. So everything gets better with time. But for some reason, when we're talking basketball, it don't get better with time, and everything should be everything's equal to what it was before. And that's just not the case. And so you look at where players are today, it's no disrespect to players of the 70s, but everything has changed. Everything. We don't play the same game of basketball that they played in the 70s. There was no three-point line. There was no defensive 3 seconds. We don't play the same game of basketball that they played. So now you take these skill sets of today and put them in that era, I'm sorry, it's going to be hard for them players in the 70s.